All right, the number one vegan lunchtime podcast by an Irish lad is now here. Okay, we're going to start the intro. This is a little song because sometimes the world gets you down, you know. And here's a little something I sing to myself. I know it's a little bit early for a song. I know. You can say you love me sometimes. You can say anything at all. 'Cause I know you would like to, but couldn't find the words. All I can do is be true to all the girls and boys who fuck with me when they play war, because I love everyone from the oceans to the sun. I love you. Will you join me on my vegan podcast? All right, that got us in. We're going live. All right. Woo-wee! So, first off, a little bit of housekeeping. I've been overwhelmed by the amount of people that want to be on the vegan podcast. If I'm either not getting back to you or, I don't know, just keep going. Stay at me. I hope you're gonna have an email address sorted soon. Right now we're still getting everything sorted. There's been some people contacting me, and I'm not sure if they want to be on the podcast, and I'm not sure if they're over 18. So I'm gonna have my legal department look into it, and my PA look into the emails and so on. Off the top of my head, I'm guessing that either I'll have to do a flat out no, or else just until I have the legal department, they just tell me like, listen, you got to have a legal guardian or whatever. I'm guessing it might have to be something like, I've no idea what will be involved. Maybe it'll be something like a video stream over Instagram Live, and maybe if your parents are in the room with you, maybe that would be okay. I don't know. It's just it is live, and I want to make sure everyone's safe. So maybe you might have to use a fake name or something. I just want to make sure someone doesn't say something that if they're under 18, man, if they say something that they could be getting slagged in school and they might not know how to deal with it. And so I just want to make sure everyone's safe, and I want the best for everyone. And I just want to, the only reason I wouldn't let you on the podcast is because I want to protect you. All right. It's nothing, I don't mean nothing bad by it. And hopefully in a month's time or 2 months' time, I'll have all the all the details sorted out. I want to make sure everything's 100% above board here. It's a fucking professional thing I have. It's not a fucking joke what I'm doing. I take this very fucking seriously. I'm not even sure like if I'm with someone who's like on their legal guard, I'm not sure if I'm going to be allowed to curse. I just don't know what the rules are basically, and I'm all for taking risks, but I'm not for taking risks at other people's expense. Okay. I'm just want to make sure everything's still going on live stream. All right. So as I said, I was overwhelmed by positive support. And I love the way I'm breathing out loud, like positive support. It's like I don't care. No, it's fucking awesome. All right. So listen, excuse me. One of my listeners mentioned that I mentioned I have dyslexia, and they were like, the crack with that. So my whole goal of this podcast, you guys know, is to stay inspired. And oh my god, I forgot to write down what time I started at. Oh, all right. I guess I'll just keep an eye on the live stream counter or something. I don't know. All right, fuck it, we'll go. rough time is. The date is the 28th of the 10th, 2019. We'll be touching on the news. We will be touching on all the things. All right, so listen, I do a guest lecturing spot in university, and I talk to people learning how to be primary school teachers, learning all sorts of jobs to do with interacting with people with learning disabilities and so on. And the reason they have me come in as a guest lecturer is because I am in the top 2 percentile of people who have dyslexia. And what does that mean? That means like I have it, like if I was in the top 1%, I would have it the most extreme or whatever, and I have it the second most extreme or whatever the top 2% means. So the whole dyslexia thing, what's all that about? Dyslexia means that dyslexia means that sometimes you have trouble. Dyslexia means that you have trouble with your spelling. It's hard for me even to know because I've always had it. It's not like I just got dyslexia one day, like I caught a cold, and I had to ring up all my ex-girlfriends and go, listen, don't alarm me, but you might have dyslexia. We forgot to wear a condom. I heard it's contagious or whatever. Yeah, so I'll just tell you about my little. I'll just run over the little speech I give. This is off the top of my head. I'm used to giving it with an audience, so I'm used to interacting with the people, and I'm kind of interacting with myself here. And here we go. All right, so. What the fuck happened, man? First of all, I'm so ashamed of being dyslexic that up until recently, I would never mention it. Like if someone said, oh, you must be dyslexic because you spelled every single word wrong. You spelled every fucking word wrong in the text message. I'd be like, I am not dyslexic. How dare you put me down with those people? I don't know. I was very insecure about it, man. So normally what I do this in a three start, middle, and end story. So I start off and I just go, listen, I'm brilliant at all these things. And then I go, here's my fucking how I struggled with it, and maybe here's what happened in the end. All right. So bear with me. We're just having a conversation, man. So hopefully I really hope this inspires some guys who are having like maybe struggling with, maybe they're not great at school or whatever, that there's fucking hope at the end, man. And you'll just be like, man, if that lad did that, maybe. I'm all about leading by example. If I'm doing a publicity stunt to show the power of my mind over my body, that is an example of how you can do the same, whether it's if you want to take your leaving cert because you want to do better in Irish or whatever. It's just ignoring the people around you and what they're saying and following what you need to do. Comparing yourself to yourself, not comparing yourself to other people. Running in a race, keeping your head down, everyone else, not ignoring what everyone else is doing yet, and then just looking up every so often just to make sure you're on the right track. Because no one else fucking matters, man. They could be ahead of you at the start, and by the end of it, they've fucking dropped out because life's a fucking marathon. All right, so a few of my successes. I've had 9 companies. I can build computers from start to scratch. I can play all the instruments to a very high level. I've opened a music school before in the past where I've taught all the instruments. Singing, piano, drums, guitar, bass. I think I even taught violin, only like for a little while. Music theory, I've taught songwriting. So you can imagine like someone who opens their own music school and started a few businesses with varying degrees of success must be a functioning human being of some kind. But how could this be so? This person, this VeganSteven man, very regularly spells his own name wrong, which is very embarrassing. Okay, leaving cert results. How'd it go on there? I got 410 on my leaving cert. Jeez, that's all right. college, how to get on there? I did a degree in music, which I have this own internal battle with academia, where I find that it's I'll describe that in later on times, but I got a 2-2 for my music degree or whatever. I'm big in psychology, veganism, all these kind of things. And when I'm talking about using myself as an example, there's genetically speaking, there is very little difference between me and you. Like, we're all humans. A lot of it is just how you think about things and what you think about most and how you think about them. So if you think about radiators all the time in a positive way, you might invent the best radiator ever. If you think about radiators all the time in a negative way, you might run out of the room when you see a fucking radiator. And dealing with maybe your fear of radiators or whatever. Right, we're getting back on track. We're getting back on track, my love. So yeah, you can tell I've had 1 or 2 achievements in my life. I must be an alright guy. So, how did I get those points of leaving cert? I'm just going to talk about my experience from school. So, as a person with dyslexia who can't spell their own name or whatever very often, how did I get 400? How did I do well in college? How did I do well in my leaving cert? How did I do well in life? I'll tell you now. All right, so I went to primary school, all right, and I was held back in junior infants. That's like your first year in school. It was fucking traumatic being held back because I was dyslexic, and the teachers didn't want to tell my parents I was dyslexic because parents can freak out if you say there's something wrong with their kid, and no one wants to be that person to go, there's something wrong with your kid. This was what I was told. Who knows? So I was held back, messed up my confidence. Everyone in school was like, "Oh, you're that kid who got held back." Oh, it was awful. I couldn't spell, so I did really bad in all my spelling tests. Failed them all, man. Other kids be slagging me, going, "Oh man, you only got 2 right out of 30. Oh my lord!" The teacher would be getting angry at me because I wasn't doing my homework properly. Parents were great, but they're obviously like a little bit annoyed that I'd be getting so. It was a burden on them because it took me so long to do my homework and stuff. I'd come on crying every day, because I couldn't do my fucking homework and learn off everything. I was getting so much fucking shit in school from the teachers and then the kids, because the kids kind of saw that I was not sticking up for myself. They went up to me and said, when I was younger, and they were like, "Hey man, you got silly hair." I'd be like, giving a punch or whatever because I was fucking 3. But primary school, my confidence has been so fucked by the teachers giving out to me all the time. If a kid came up to me and said, "Oh, you've silly hair," I'd probably say nothing, or else be like, "I'm sorry," and apologize for having silly hair, because my confidence was so wrecked from failing all these exams and trying my fucking hardest. Be like, "Oh, come on, I can do this. Why am I not good at school? This makes no sense." Because I wasn't diagnosed as dyslexic till maybe the start of secondary school. So it was a rough few years. And everything on this podcast, I'm going to say I'm a fictional character. Everything on this is allegedly, and so on. Every legal loophole you can think of, I'm going for it. I'm going to say none of this story is true, just to cover myself. All right. So my mom had to give me mental health days off school because I was so fucking wrecked. I'd be crying on the way to school and shit, and then trying everything I could do not to go into school, because it was just like, it wasn't hanging out with an abusive person or whatever, but that's what it felt like to me. Every time I went into school, it was just shit. Obviously, I'm talking about black and white here. It wasn't always shit, but I think I had it a little bit rougher as regards. I don't know, I just had dyslexia. No one knew what dyslexia was or that I had it or whatever. I got put in a special class and the teacher used to get so angry. He'd be like, I know, I wouldn't be mad if you guys had a learning disability like dyslexia, but you guys are just lazy and it really frustrates me. Oh my lord. The stuff I was told when I was a kid. Oh my flip. So I used to be terrified of reading because you know when you're in primary school, everyone's like, "Let's you got to read out a chapter of your book," and it's like Tom went to school today or whatever, and I'd be like, "Dude, Tom went to school," and I just couldn't do it. The pressure of reading, and then the pressure of doing it in public with people listen to me, and I don't know. I felt like someone just said like, "Listen, juggle in front of all these people on live television," and I was like, "I've never juggled before." Going up and being fucking terrified. So yeah, my confidence took a serious hit because apparently I was super confident when I was younger, and I was super inquisitive. Like I wanted to know why the grass was green, all this stuff, and people would get so annoyed at me because I'd just be asking questions non-stop. And this was before the internet really had, like before people had really, they were rocking out with dial-up, and I don't know, the internet was a scary place. So primary school, the teachers were fucking amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, they did their best. They didn't know I was dyslexic. I didn't know I was dyslexic. Everyone did their best at the time. They're just people trying to get by the same as me. So yeah, all lovely people. Because that's my disclaimer. All right, moving on to secondary school. I wanted to, in Ireland, I found out I was dyslexic around this time, and in Ireland, everyone does Irish, which is like the national language of Ireland. So I really wanted to do it, and they're like, "Listen, if you're dyslexic, you don't have to do it." And I was really kind of patriotic. I'm the kind of lad whose idea of a good night out is singing rebel songs in the smoking area as loud as you can until the barman kicks you out. I like I just think it's really fun, like just singing old songs that your grandfather used to sing, even if they're not politically correct or whatever, just because it's, I don't know, it's a part of us. Wherever we're from, songs that our grandfathers used to sing and all the rest of it's just like, fuck, this represents me and who I am in some way. So yeah, I was in the old secondary school. Same crack happened, man. I was doing awful on all my exams. My teachers were saying, and the thing is, I'm so ambitious, man. It's actually a burden trying to keep up with my fucking ego, because the world cannot keep up with my ego. And anytime I say I'm going to do something, people say, you can't do that. But I've been doing that my whole life. I've been proving people wrong my whole fucking life, man. And that's why I just want to get that across to you, man. How could someone who can't spell get 400 points in their leaving cert? You know, it's just fucking, the world makes no sense. So I'm going to try and tell you how I did it. So secondary school, I rarely showed up for school. I used to just go home, write songs and play guitar all day. Because I found out it required so much dedication. Like I'd come home and spend like maybe 4 hours trying to do like half a page essay. Whereas if I applied that same 4 hours to something that I didn't have a learning disability with, which was music, fuck, I became people thought I was the best guitarist in the school and stuff when I was fucking first year, second year. I'm not saying like this was just people talking. I probably wasn't the best in the school, but I was also the worst at school. And then I also didn't understand how people worked because I was a fucking kid. And led to all sorts of problems because I didn't know how my ego was so fucked, because I'm amazing at guitar, but I'm awful at the thing I'm in school for. So am I supposed to be super confident? Am I supposed to be super insecure and hide my face? There's this fucking fucking conflict going on throughout my life, just being excellent and also not good at all at different things, and people looking down on me, and then people also looking up at me with awe. But the whole thing just made no sense. So pretty much didn't go to school. It got to the stage where allegedly people in the school had to change. I don't even know if I can say that out loud, because that might end up to. But basically, I didn't show up very often. And it became to the stage where it looked like I couldn't actually even sit my leaving cert because I'd missed so many days. And I'm gonna stop that story there, that bit. But because that's I failed fourth year, man. I failed. But teachers were really worried that I was doing awful in school, and they were like, "Listen, you can't be doing higher because you're failing every exam." And I struggled for the whole 6 years to stay in higher. Eventually, I had to drop down to ordinary maths. I was fucking heartbroken because I felt like I knew I could learn all the stuff, but when I did the exam, it didn't come out. It just came out like fucking gobbledygook because I couldn't express myself through words and handwriting. So eventually, the government or whatever sent out an amazing person, and they that person provided me with. I was able to type in my exams, and what did I do? Typed in my exams. I did. I had a special reader for my exams and so on. So yeah, and then some other amazing shit happened. Like someone told me I had to do biology. So I was studying German, and I was also studying biology because I thought that's what I needed to get into college. I was doing awful at the two of them because biology is almost learning another language. Which is something that affected me. So I had to play towards my strengths. I had to be like, listen, I'm only going to do 6 subjects instead of doing 7 subjects because I have to focus all my energy on this one goal. I think I did ordinary maths and then 5 other subjects which are higher. I had to drop biology last minute. I had to drop German last minute because it just wasn't worth the energy that I was putting in. If I put millions of hours into this word-based subject, I'd have this little success. Whereas I put the same amount of effort into something I was really good at, like woodwork, metalwork. We're talking about B's, A's here instead of failing. So my mocks, I failed everything. I think I failed Irish. I got a D in English. I got a D in ordinary maths. Teachers were very, very worried because they were thinking, man, we don't want to be bad, but if this guy keeps going, if he doesn't pick up his game in the next, like this is the mocks, which is like when you leave secondary school. I don't know what the American word is for that. High school. It's like the big exam. So whether you go into college or not, people were very worried that I was just gonna, and rightly so. I was heading straight forward to fail my exams in 3 months or whatever it was, and I had an amazing person in my life who convinced me to drop biology and German and enter woodwork. I only took up woodwork in 6th year because I built a guitar. I built a guitar out of wood on a weekend, and I just brought it in school one day, and I was like, "Oh, I built this guitar," because to me that's nothing. Just building a guitar, like to me, it's nothing to just do something like that. That I don't know, to just get obsessed with something and learn everything and build it. So I built a guitar, and we went to the woodwork teacher, and we were like, "Listen, this kid." Built a guitar. Can he build another one for his leaving cert? Leaving cert's in like 6 months. He's never done woodwork before. He'll show up outside class, and the timetabling was that I couldn't do music and woodwork at the same time. So I wasn't able to go to music class for the last 6 months, running up to leaving cert. Which obviously affected my grade. I think I got a B in music and I got a B in woodwork, the subject which had only taken up like 3 months before or something. People were very impressed with the guitar. They were like, this is something to show your grandkids, put on the mantelpiece and so on. Which was a big change from being told that you need to drop out of school and become an electrician because that's the only way you're going to pull your life together. Do you know what I mean? So I stuck in there. I had some amazing people that I mentored under or something in some kind of way. And fuck, I turned that leaving cert into my bitch. Got four 10 points, to the point where it was so, because people were so used to looking down at me in an academic way, and I felt that they were looking down at me across the board, but really they just thought I was shit spelling, I'd like to think. That they were people, even my family members were like, oh no, what you really get? Like, what did you really get in higher history? Because there's no way you could have fucking achieved that really high mark. And for me, because I have a different brain to everyone else, the reason why I was doing so bad in my exams is because my technique was really, really bad. I was very bad at getting what I wanted to say out onto the paper and structuring it. So people went over with me exam technique. I practiced exams night and day because I felt like I knew the knowledge, but I couldn't get it out. So we did practice exams, and that's all I fucking did was practice exams. I didn't worry about I didn't try to learn off the book. I learned the minimum amount that I had to get to fucking achieve my goal and get me into college, because that's what it was about. If I didn't get into music college, I don't know, that was my goal. Because to me, maybe it was fucking 18 or something, the idea of not getting to music college is the worst thing ever. And then, so are we going on to music college? But basically, when I got 410, people thought I was not telling the truth, even close friends, and that was really kind of heartbreaking in a way. And when I went in school, they told me I got 410 points. I think the most you get is 600. So the idea why I keep going on about 410 points is because people thought I'd get 200. Maybe, like, yeah. So it's kind of a big deal for someone who went from almost failing to doing all right on their leaving cert. So when I went in to get my results, and the teacher was like, oh yeah, here's the envelope. And I don't know if I started crying or whatever, but I thought it was the cruelest, meanest joke. And I was so angry at the teacher because I thought it was a cruel joke, because there was no way I could do that well on my leaving cert. Like, do you know what I mean? From failing. And I'm going to have to keep talking because I'm getting a bit emotional. So let's keep it moving, people. All right. Hopefully we'll do one of those therapy sessions at the end. I kind of like that idea where I just give people some room to talk as if they're talking to a tree. Okay. Let's move on to college. College was a fucking joke, man. I felt the whole issue because I was so into music. When I went to college, I was just like, oh, like, it was a big letdown. I thought I'd be learning amazing things. And in a way I did, but a lot of college was like me asking, oh, do you know like how to rewire a DI box, which is something real technical to do with sound engineering? And they'd be like, oh, I'd have to look into that and get back to you. And it'd be some violin teacher, which is fine. She knows about violin, but I was there to learn. No, I wasn't there to learn fucking violin. Like, I was there to learn computer, like music tech, and take my learning to the next level, go with experts. And instead there were kind of people who, they weren't experts in the field I was dying for, because I don't see any difference. There's this whole mad snobbery between classical music and I wrote fucking orchestral pieces when I was a fucking kid, and people were like, oh, you can't write orchestral pieces because you only play guitar, you only know pop music. It's the same fucking thing. There's only like fucking 8 notes in a musical scale. It just matters how you fucking have the different volume set and just assign to different instruments. Sure, my things weren't probably the best, and it was my first go, but I still fucking did it. And even when I fucking did it, people were like, oh, you can't do that. I was like, I fucking did it. What more do you want from me? Anyway, sorry, I'm getting fucking. Where's the positivity? This is a happy story, man. It's a good story. Because it's the story of success. Do you know what I mean? And the reason why I'm getting emotional is because I just hope that no one else has to go through what I have to go through. Like, fuck me. But anyway, so I did the whole secondary school thing. Went on to college. College, yeah. I don't know. I feel like I went into college hoping that they'd be like, oh, good boy, you're good at music now. Instead, they were like, no, you're still crap at music. Which is fucking shit, man. I went in, I had a load of songs written. I was like, can I perform these songs? Because I'm a songsmith, man. I write a song or two every day. I write musical operas or whatever the fuck. And they were like, oh, we're not sure if you're ready. Maybe if you get better at keyboard class, we'll talk about it. And I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. You don't understand. The music is like an emotional expression to make fucking feelings. It's not about getting a scale right. What the fuck's wrong with you? And at the same time, I was like, listening to them and just be like, oh, they must be right because they have a fucking doctorate. What do I know? Instead of listening to myself. People, you gotta listen to yourself. Even if someone has a fucking doctorate, you gotta be like, I will take what you say on board, 30% or whatever. I'll go see some other doctors and see what the fuck they have to say. Academia, man. My experience with academia personally is it's not for everyone. Anyway, secondary school, had some readers for my exams, did my exams on a laptop. I got marked lower on some of my performance exams because rather than playing a piece by Bach, I played a piece which I fucking wrote. And they're like, I'm not sure if you played that correctly when it's the fucking bit I fucking made up. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting arrogant here. I'll try to lower my ego. We're all friends here. So... yeah, I did awful in college. I'd spent 2 weeks trying to do these ridiculous essays on Bach, and they'd be failing me because I didn't get his date of birth right or whatever. Oh, fuck me. Just fucking stupid shit, man. Yeah, I just wish I had the confidence to do this a few years ago, but you're like, that's life, you know? What else are we on about? I know you're not allowed to do this in the podcast, but listen, talk amongst yourselves, all right? Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. All right. Are you? How are you getting on? Oh, lads, how are you getting on? So hopefully you fast forwarded a little bit and you're back to real life. I like when there's someone else here with me. Not only when I'm doing this podcast, not the speech. There's someone with me, you know, to fucking just go on track and go. Oh, could you go into that point a little bit more? Could you? I'll tell us more about this, but it's just me. It's just me yapping. Sure. Let's see what's going on here. I'll probably talk about this again, you know. I'll probably talk about this again with someone else and all those kind of things, because it just gets a bit intense when I'm talking about all these like sensitive things to me. You know, it's just I'm trying to keep this shit upbeat, and sometimes your past can change, can just bring back some very strong emotions, and But yeah, the whole point is just really, guys, it doesn't matter if you're shit in school. You can do whatever you want. So I've talked about fucking primary school, secondary school, college. Man, I'm so angry with the whole fucking thing. I gotta look back on it a more, maybe in a few more years, I'll be able to look on it back on a positive life. It's just, I just have such a sore head with people giving out to me through academia, just for not, man. People would be like, fucking, why was EQ invented? And I'd be like, oh, EQ was invented because the fucking telephone lines lost because of capacitance in the fucking cable. The high end drops off, so to get EQ to boost the fucking thing. And they're like, yeah, but you forgot to use the right word for fucking cable, so we're gonna have to lower your mark there. And it's like, oh, Jesus. Just chill the fuck out, will you? I think in sound recording, on my course, I got the highest mark ever recorded or something. But at the same time, I was like, why didn't you give me the highest mark? Why didn't you give me 100%? Like, what could I possibly have done better? Like, I don't know. Whatever. That's education, man. It's not for me, because my intelligence can't be measured by fucking my ability to write. So that's the crack with dyslexia. Apparently, IQ tests. And do you know what? I've constantly struggled. It's constantly giving me this thing for the rest of my life, where I'm always like, feel if someone has a doctorate, they're so much better than me. I have this problem with academia, and that's why I want to bring, when people come on my podcast, because it's my fucking podcast, you know. I want to call them doctor, because I respect so much what they have to say. And if someone, yeah, I just think that people get too caught up in the whole doctorate thing. And maybe some people, maybe I'll drop the whole doctorate thing, you know, because I've already had people giving out about the whole doctorate thing. So I know that's my own personal chip on my shoulder. So listen, I might touch on this again, but we got to keep moving, because we got to keep moving. All right, so we'll have a little look at the old world news. Let's see how we're getting on. I'm trying to see if there's some clock here so I can have an idea about how long I've been going. Okay, so world news. World news. Let's see what we got going on here. All right, we're starting off with world weather. Oh, jeez. If anyone knows what's fucking site to go on for fucking world weather, looks so boring. I think, do I click news on Google? All right, Joe's Weather World. Forecast update. Let's just talking about football. Like, if you're into football, fair play, but it's not really not what I'm all about, you know. Hottest place on earth right now, that'd be gas. Ethiopia, then Sudan, then Iran, then Israel. Jesus. So if you wanna go for a nice warm sunny holiday, looks like DALOA in Ethiopia's, like, forget Spain. If you want to get fucking go to the hottest place, that's where you got to go. Where is the weather in the world right? Where is the best weather in the world right now? You can see how the dyslexia is fucking me up, and it's very. I can understand why people would be like, "Oh, that guy's an idiot because he can't even read a sentence." I guess the theme of this is the whole dyslexia thing. Like, I've written out business plans for people, and they're fucking quality business plans. And I hand it to them, and they go, who wrote this? And I'll say, I wrote it. And they'd be like, it looks like a fucking child wrote it. Oh, I think that's why I'm so confident right now. It's just because I've had to deal with people trying to put me down my whole fucking life. And I'm at that great stage where I'm mature enough just to not give a fuck. So that's what I'm encouraging you guys to do right now, regardless of your situation.
Why do people live in Death Valley? Jeez, what's up with this Death Valley stuff? Why is Death Valley so hot? I think we're getting lost down a wormhole of things right now. Okay, world news. What's going on with world news? What I love about I know I'm complimenting myself here. I'm getting a sore arm from patting myself on the back here. What I love about me doing the news is I know nothing. It's like an alien coming, because I don't watch the news because it really depresses me. When I look at the news, it's like someone who's never been to Earth before, and they're like, "Geez, I know everything's just like, I don't know, everything's fucking fresh." You know what I mean? And I'm just like, "Oh, that's mad! I can't believe that's happening somewhere." All right, let's see. Oh no, see. All right, top stories. They're all going to be either horrific or clickbait. I don't know. That's what I've found so far. So, and they're also the kind of things I find with the news, you can't joke about it because it's too sensitive or anything. I don't know. It's like millions die or whatever. You can't be. You have to be like millions die, because I feel people would be like, "Oh, you're so insensitive for fucking for making fun of that thing that." I don't know any of these people. Like, I've no emotional connection to them. That's why it's very hard for me to have them. I've never met these people. That's why it feels like I've so much de-association for them. I've never met them. If I'd met them, I'd probably be fucking heartbroken. But it's hard to fucking care for something that you don't know anything about, or I don't know. There's an emotional detachment between people and the news, or else maybe just me and the news. Who knows? Okay, let's see what's going on here. Hundreds shot and beaten as Chile takes to the streets. Okay, that's in the old Guardian. Open that jobby up. Russia slams US troops to move back to Syria. I don't want to speak ill of the Guardian, but you were talking about that yesterday. Is this all this news a day old? Happy Bank Holiday Monday, by the way, people. The tragic story has shaken Vietnam. Jeepers. Life inside the world's most northern town. Jeepers. World News Today Live. I'm just reading it. All right, we're gonna keep moving because I'm not into this whole news stuff. It doesn't float my boat. I'm just gonna touch on it. Yeah, let's just keep moving. All right, Irish news. How you getting on? As I said before, I want this to be concentrated on the world as opposed to just because politics is too local. Do you know what I mean? Like, people just kind of care about what's local. So, all right, let's. Okay, Irish news is just not working, is it? Okay, let's see what's going on here. Psychopath who butchered 3 Irish men jailed in Netherlands over ... Oh my God. I want to click on it and find out. Next one. Man charged over deaths of 39 people in Essex. Lorry container in Essex. So that's a big story right now in Ireland. There's a big container and some... I think an Irish lad, the company might have driven it or something. As said, this is part of the podcast. Do your own research, okay? Oh, baby, did I mention how gorgeous you are in the morning? All right, top stories. This is vegan news. BBC showed blatant bias on diet. Complain angry vegans. The Telegraph. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, to be honest, anytime I've seen vegans in the news, they're always either... I don't know if this is how vegans are, or if this is just the way they're portrayed in the media. It's just whiny, giving out people just going, wee! And I completely understand where they're coming from. Like, they have to put up with all these horrific images and deal with the reality, what's going on in slaughterhouses, and it's absolutely awful. And I've been emotionally crushed as much as they have. But I find that that puts you in a submissive mindset, and I want to be in a dominant mindset where I have the power to take action and not just hide under the table. And kind of, it's very... when you get emotional, you lose power. That's how I feel about it. Once you start getting emotional, you lose power. All right, let's see where we're getting now. Vegans. A 1% minority in a country of meat eaters, survey finds. That's ABC. How are you getting that? I'm promoting vegan pop right now. Which is not just for vegans, it's for everyone. In an ideal world, in my imaginary utopia, everyone would be vegan. But there was a lad who made a comedy, I think it's ep4. There's a famous vegan comedian, and he made a film about veganism, kind of like a mockumentary. I think it might have been Simon Amstel or something like that. And basically, he was talking about how it was made, and he said, like, literally, his name is Simon Amstel, and the film is called Carnage. Fucking class film. But basically, he was talking about how there was only like 2% or 3% of the staff on that film were actually vegan. And that's the world we live in. Like, you can't just be like, I'm not going to associate with people because they're not the same as me. Like, that's fucking bigoted mindset bullshit. Because sometimes vegans have this weird shit where they're like, I'm not talking to anyone who's not vegan. And vegetarians are a lot of, they don't understand what veganism really is. And then there's a thing about veganism. Vegans turn on vegans where they're like, fucking Pauline the vegan. She's not as vegan as I am because fucking I don't use cow glue in my shoes, and all my products are 100% ethical, which is fucking awesome. But you don't have to fucking look down on other people because they're not as good as you and they're not as ethically superior as you. Everyone's on their own fucking journey, man. These are some private conversations I've been involved with. I'm not going to lend anything else. And to be honest, I was so into it that I was like, yeah, I'm not. I also look down on people who are, but it leads to a road of fucking depression, living by yourself, isolation. You can't be doing that fucking bullshit to yourself. And if you want to do that bullshit to yourself, enjoy. Right. Vegans' lives got easier, says CNBC. Oh my word. We got a picture of a big fake meat thing. Some kind of McDonald's are testing Beyond Burger. Yeah, what's up with fucking... They have all these evil corporations and then they become sound because they have one vegan meal. Like, does that cancel out everything? Like, I don't know. When I turned vegan, I thought it was going to get rid of... It was like... I don't know. I really thought it was a different fucking agenda altogether. But now it just seems like it's okay to be capitalist as long as you do a vegan thing, or if you recycle your fucking straws, then you're fucking good company. I don't know. Companies are obsessed with their public image and trying to be relatable and all the rest of it, because that's what sells. Let's see. Vegans a 1% minority in the country of meat eaters. Find survey. Key points. Okay, an overwhelming 89% of Australians consider themselves meat eaters. Oh my God. Those bastards. Older Australians, this could be Austrians, man, I'm so dyslexic. Older Australians switch to vegan or vegetarianism diets mainly because of health reasons. Yeah, it's definitely healthier. Younger Australians choose not to eat meat primarily for animal welfare concerns. Yeah, my number one reason was doing it was just because I felt, for me personally, my whole moral life is don't be a fucking arsehole, don't be a dickhead, and everything else will fucking work itself out. I just felt like such a fucking dickhead. I was losing respect for myself. I couldn't respect myself as a fucking person, knowing that I was involved in, I was paying for animals to be tortured and locked up. And yeah, you get the idea. I can just keep going. I could go on for days. If anyone would like to it's only this song is only available for a very short time. It might probably be taken down a month. It's called You Don't Have To. It's on the SoundCloud, VeganSteven. You don't have to, you don't have to, you don't have to. Goes like that. It's kind of a protest song. I was thinking about bringing it out for Christmas, maybe.
Because you don't have to, you don't. Yeah, it's on the SoundCloud. I spent fucking months making it the most perfect song I possibly could at the time. Yeah, and sure, look, I have to advertise and boast about myself, because if you don't stick up for yourself, who the fuck's gonna? Oh, let's see, and it's just got loads of things. Oh, here's something. Why do vegans have such a bad reputation? I'm all about improving the vegan public image. I'm hoping that people will be like, "Gee, that's Stephen, lad. I like that one thing he said." So it'll associate positive. Oh, geez, they're showing all these horrific images. Okay, I appreciate people showing horrible images, but I don't want the rest of my day ruined, because I'm gonna have nightmares about this shit, because I'm a very sensitive person. All right. Shall we look at? I'm hopefully doing a movie review of The Joker, but because I've watched it 2.5 times. 2.5 times. How does that work? I'm trying to figure out, like, how long has this podcast been going on for? Okay. Okay, I have the timer. We're away. Yeah. Okay. In the interest of transparency, I had to take a little break because I was getting getting kind of emotional about it, and I had to, because it's a very touchy subject, so I had to go for an old toilet break. That's my own little vice or whatever. My weakness sometimes when I get stressed or something, to go to the toilet. It's all linked up to that IBS shit, baby. We're all in this together. We all got our own shit going on. Sure, fuck it. We'll just keep the ball moving. I'm hoping to bring in the therapy session, so I'm just going to do that now, right? Okay, so I know this is whack, but I just want you to pretend no one's listening to you. You can do it in your head or whatever. I'm just going to just pretend I'm just someone listening to you. All right. So, okay. Let's see, how does this work? That's a bit sad, isn't it? Okay, here we go. Hey. How you feeling today? How does that make you feel? Mm-hmm. It sounds like you're doing your best. Maybe if you just relax a little, it'll all. It's very hard to think when you're. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say? Okay. I hope you got some stuff off your chest there. If you're talking about cheating on your husband, or talking about how much you hate your kids, or whatever that scary shit is you can't tell anyone. All right. I'm looking at my list. Will I talk about the fucking Joker? I will. Fuck it. There's this film out right now. It's related to Batman. It's called The Joker. It's like a man's fall through into mental health or whatever. He, I think he might have something like multiple personality disorder. So I don't really know what. Basically, it's a. Everyone knows the evil guy in Batman. He keeps laughing all the time, and it goes into someone who's had like a shit start in life, and they feel like the world's against them, and they want to take action to kind of. I could just be wrong about this. Apparently, it's very similar to Taxi Driver. If you've seen that, it's kind of people feel like there's some kind of injustice, either against them or something else. They want to take. He takes kind of control of his life. He's getting beat up. He's been attacked in his life, and he goes to this kind of cradle position. And then he gets real pissed off, and he kind of sticks up for himself, and
he was getting beaten up a lot, that kind of thing. And he ended up shooting, which is not a good idea. He ended up shooting some people who were beating him up, and he started this whole kind of like capitalist kind of revolution kind of thing. Everyone was like, yeah, we don't like the bankers or something. We don't hate all those people in the bankers. And I don't know, he started a movement, and it's kind of his descent into madness. And how he became this person who dressed up as like a Joker all the time. How he goes from like an ordinary person having a job into fucking crazy. And Joaquin Phoenix did it's a very controversial film, so in my opinion, he did such an amazing job. And as far as I know, the studio didn't want to come out because it's such a risky kind of subject, like mental health and shit, that they didn't give it a load of money and stuff because they didn't really want them to go ahead with the project. And Joaquin Phoenix is such an amazing person because he talks about how like fame's a load of shit, and he just wants to go home and feed his dogs and just have a regular conversation with his sisters, as opposed to fucking dealing with people who are just like, oh, you're so amazing, do the fucking Joker laugh. He just wants to be an ordinary fucking person, and he's like some kind of workaholic. His social intelligence is off the fucking chain, man. His social intelligence is so good as an actor. I watched interviews with him, and he's amazing. He's so inviting, unassuming. He shows his vulnerability, but like quietly, extremely confident. Oh my fuck. Do you ever, like, some people are just like, fuck, I'd love to take a little bit of what they're doing and incorporate it into my life. Man, that lad knows how to be fucking humble when he's a fucking rock star. I think he might be vegan. I don't know. He seems like that kind of lad. I'm just throwing words in his mouth. But basically, I don't give a fuck if he's vegan or not. He might. It's the way that I think I'm going to be the best person I can be by doing veganism. And I really loved the film. As I said, I watched it 2.5 times. How's that work? I don't know. Did I walk out? Did I fall asleep? And yeah, I don't know. It was I rarely watch a film more than once, so it was an amazing experience. I really fucking enjoyed it. All right, listen, we got 2 minutes left, so I'm going to do a quick summary. Okay, today we talked about veganism. It's not the end of the world. It's not the worst of the world. I'm all conclusive. Vegan pop is for everyone. Even if you're not vegan, even if you're listening to this eating a big burrito, we're all on our own journey. I talked about dyslexia and how if you have a learning disability, or if you're not good at one thing, it doesn't mean you're not going to be at college if people are making fun of you, or if you're failing exams. It's not going to... Me failing my whole life doesn't stop me from doing a podcast and following my dreams. You can't do a degree or a master's or a doctorate in how to be fucking the #1 podcaster, or even do a podcast every day, or how to play guitar and be creative, and how to follow your dreams. As far as I'm aware, there's no fucking academic doctorate and fucking that. You just got to fucking do it. Doctorate and all that is a way of measuring your work and so on. I just get so frustrated because I've talked to musicians with doctorates, and I bring them to a recording session for my album, and they're amazing at what they do. They're fucking unreal at playing other people's music and reading sheet music. I can't read sheet music, really. I can do a little bit. I bring them to a recording session, and I'm like, listen, I have this song done. It's ready to go. Let's play a little bit of flute on it, all right? Let's play harp. Fuck it. Let's play some harp on it. And they go, oh yeah, grand, what do you want me to play? And I'm like, just play. Just follow your heart, man. We'll just see what happens. And they're like, can you write the chords for me? And I'm like, okay, I'll write out the chords for you. Write out the chords for them, because maybe they don't have as good an ear as me or whatever. They got a doctorate in music, but who the fuck knows?
give them the fucking sheet music, and they're like, okay, what do you want me to do there? And like, listen, just follow your fucking heart. Like, you're a musician. Your job is to convey emotion. And they can't make up their own part. And then it comes to the stage where I have to sing. I have to make up all their own parts for them and sing them. And then write them out. And then they can't quite work out what I'm singing on their own instrument. So then I have to write out like A, B, G thing and write out in sheet music for them. It's just a miscommunication. Like, maybe if I just handed them the sheet music and it was like fine. But basically, the reason why I'm looking for them is because I want to collaborate. I didn't want to fucking collaborate with my fucking self. If I wanted to collaborate with my fucking self, I'd just use a harp sample and the fucking keyboard. I don't know, I'm getting very emotional about this. So as I said, listen, I've nothing but love for you guys. Follow your dreams. This is the VeganSteven podcast, the #1 lunchtime vegan podcast that's no longer at lunch, but it is fucking live. If that's not a long title, I don't know what is. All right. It's every day. It's every day. Believe in yourselves. Keep the comments coming, the DMs. We're all in this together. Follow your dreams and keep rocking. All right, we're ending live stream.